Welcome back. Before we get started on the other topics, can you guys all explain how you know each other?
I met Dr. Bharadwaj while he was graduating from medical school at Manipal. It's a place in India. And he was one of the very popular students and very dedicated student at that time. Even today, when I go around in Manipal and ask people about him, they all remember him, right from the administrative office, even to the medical school officials.
I met Parag during my first year of residency. He was my senior resident. We became fast friends, and for my standpoint, I want us to be lifelong friends. We've known each other now for 20 years nearly. So a long time. I've met Jen and Monica through Palliative Care Network and have enjoyed getting to know them, even though we've never met face to face.
Yeah, it's been great working together, Dr. Norris.
Absolutely.
I met Parag through a previous employer, got to know him as a volunteer with the organization, and have enjoyed meeting the both of you through the work of Palliative Care Network as well.
So I met Dr. Solomon when I was in med school in India a long time ago. And then I met Dr. Norris when I was training in internal medicine. So Dr. Monica, I know she was like great personality and just a very kind and gentle soul. Dr. Norris, an outstanding physician and inspiring person. And then Jen, I met you, I believe, at a conference, and I just remember the passion you have to assist and help people and help others. And so thanks for what you do for Palliative Care Network.
Absolutely. Thank you all. So what's next for Palliative Care Network?
Actually, we need to figure out what's lacking a bit. So what I feel, what is really important right now is that we need to create more awareness about palliative care all over the world and about hospice. Because, the knowledge about palliative care and its importance need to be emphasized a lot more in healthcare now, because that's a need of the hour, even in this pandemic or for cancer patients or for renal transplant patients, everyone actually needs palliative care. So many people just go with diagnostic, prognostic, treatment modalities, but we need to even look at palliative care because that's also very, very important. Like Dr. Bharadwaj said, we saw a lot of examples about how patients benefited from it. So what we need is we need to create more awareness about palliative care all around the world, even in little hospitals, little places. They should know about palliative care. We need to reach out to them a lot more.
Right. And Jen, as you are aware, online conferences are a norm these days with the pandemic, which is great. There's a greater dissemination of knowledge. I was surprised. I recently actually had a friend who approached me to inquire about a family member who was going through a terminal disease. And I was at a loss of words because I thought we had made great progress in increasing the awareness of about palliative care and hospice globally through a lot of initiatives that a lot of organizations around the world are doing. And I was at a loss when, he shared how helpless he felt because he didn't know what to do. So it sort of planted a seed in my mind. There's a huge void in the awareness of hospice and palliative medicine services and what they offer to patients and their families. And I can just tell you that was the state when I was doing my training. And I'm sure we've made great progress, but there's a lot more to be done. So our focus is to increase that awareness. In addition, there was a recent comment from a dear friend, which was a good reminder that over the years, we too have entered a different phase in our lives, and we really need to prioritize things. We all have a finite time of what we can do, and we just want to make sure that all our efforts are being channeled to get the most out of the efforts that everybody's putting in through Palliative Care Network.
It's funny that you speak of awareness. I've worked with a hospice and palliative care, professional organization for many years. And my grandmother, who was entering hospice, my family had no idea what it was. So I was taking the time to explain things to them. And they were like, "How do you know all of this?" And I was like, "This is what I've been doing for so many years." And I'm sure that all of you have experienced that too with friends and family members, reaching that point where you're able to help and you wish they could have come to you sooner.
Right. And that information, in my opinion, should not be sought by patients and family members when they're probably going through the most stressful times in their lives.
Absolutely. I'm really excited because we're going to be launching a new initiative. It's going to be a YouTube channel that's going to be launched shortly. And as everybody knows, YouTube is the new platform for education. It's a great way to reach. People learn everything to do, from how to paint their bedroom to working on their car. So we want to join that platform to be able to educate. Just like you mentioned, Prog, there's this huge void, and I run into it all the time. People just don't understand what the concept of palliative care medicine is, or hospice. They don't know when to access these or how to go about it. And like you said, when they're in the midst of it is not the time to learn about it. We're late to the game, and I think that we can do a much better job of reaching people when they're in a time of need. And I would invite everyone to be able to participate and contribute to increase the awareness and the impact that hospice and palliative care medicine can make in the world today.
Absolutely. Does anyone have any other parting thoughts before we close up this panel?
Just like Dr. Norris said, I encourage everyone to participate, and the healthcare professionals and also volunteers to participate and to contribute in palliative care network. Be really nice. Thank you.
Palliative Care Network would not be what it is without our volunteers, without people who come together to focus on bettering a cause that is worthwhile, that impacts so many lives. And I just implore everyone who's out there just to take part in this. Take a few minutes of your time to join us in this effort. It is absolutely worthwhile, and it is terribly rewarding. And I don't think you could help a much better cause.
Absolutely. And I would just say, it's time to have these discussions now. Nobody should be afraid of talking about what they want from the end of life. And we're all, in this together. Nobody should have to be living through pain and not seeking out comfort care when it's widely available, but nobody knows about it.
Yeah, I would second everything that has been already said. I would reach out to say, join us and be part of the movement. We've had great experience so far with connecting with clinicians from around the globe. And, volunteers is what makes Palliative Care Network unique and what keeps it going. Just to give you an example, Dr. Norris, it's his daughter's birthday today, and he's taken the time to be with us. And so I can't thank the volunteers enough in terms of their contribution to Palliative Care Network. Not everything is monetary or can be measured from that perspective. And that's something that we've learned through our experience, and we will strive to keep doing better to increase the awareness of palliative care and really reach out to the masses to encourage them to really understand the services and benefit from them. So thank you.
Thank you.
Well
Thank
said.
you.
Thank you all so much for your time.
Thank you. It's our pleasure. Thank you.